Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Ms. Naama Barak Wolfman and Hyam Tannous from Women Wage Peace for a new episode of Huna, a new video series by the Middle East Women's Initiative and Middle East Programs and Hidwana blog. Women Wage Peace was founded in the aftermath of the 50-day Gaza war or Operation Protective Edge of 2014. It has since grown to 50,000 Israeli members, the largest grassroots peace movement in Israel today. Women Wage Peace's theory of change refracts the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and its resolution through a gendered lens. The movement is nonpartisan and does not support any specific solution to the conflict. Instead, it empowers women from diverse communities to build trust across different divides, leading in turn to a unified demand for diplomatic negotiation with full representation of women to end the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Again, I'm here with Ms. Naama Barak Wolfman and Hyam Tannous. I'd like to first begin by turning to them to tell us a little bit more about the work that Women Wage Peace is doing, and specifically how this work has changed since the inception of the movement to the situation we find ourselves in today.
Okay. I'll begin. Women Wage Peace is a grassroots organization, so we work on the ground. We are active at a grassroots level with the Israeli public and all of its diversity. We aim to reach out to as many of the Israeli public that we can. On the other hand, we also work on the government level. We did so more a year ago with the government, the last government, not this one. Mm-hmm. And we worked in the Knesset, the Israeli House of Representatives. And our work is twofold. We go on the ground and we go to our leadership. And we want our leadership to return to negotiations because we think that's the only viable solution possible to the conflict. That has become even more urgent since October 7th. It's very clear to us. It's very difficult. The Israeli public is now very polarized. Talking of peace, the word peace, the concept is not so simple nowadays. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of resentment. Hyam can tell us more about the fear. The fear is not only Israeli Jews. The fear is also the Israeli-Palestinian Arabs. It's a different kind of fear. It's very complex, and there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Okay. So as you said, I identify myself as Palestinian Israeli, which is for me something new, because when you say that we are Arab, so we don't know to where we belong. But the moment I felt that really I am Palestinian Israeli, I started to work with Women Wage Peace because I felt I can't breathe anymore when my people are in war with my country. It's a very, very difficult situation because the Palestinians feel that we are normalizing with the Israeli, and the Israeli feels that we are normalizing with the Palestinian. And I said once, and I will say more, you can't imagine how it's difficult for a Palestinian Israeli to live in Israel, because with the time we felt that we are more Israeli than Palestinian, because we work with the Jewish people, we are everywhere, we are at the hospitals, we are wherever you go. For instance, I was at the hospital yesterday. All of them were talking Arabic, so most of them are Arabs. We are everywhere. But for my misfortune, the country didn't let us feel that we are her children. We felt always we are the foster children of the country. And this is why, because when something happens, we shut up. We don't open our voices, because if we open our voice, if we say anything, they look at us as, you are traitors and you are something. So it's very difficult. So this is why in Women Wage Peace, we are a movement that it folds us. It gives us the security. It gives us the feeling, the solidarity. We feel that we are together. This is why, for us, the Palestinian Israeli, most of us we are with the movement, because we feel this is the hope. This is the hope for the Israeli people, that women, it's a movement of women. Women think how to save their children, because now I want to add that we have also the movement of the Women of the Sun, a Palestinian movement, and together now the Israeli women and the Palestinian women together, we are with the mothers' cause. We say no more death. We don't want our children to die. We want to give life to our children. So whoever listens to us and feels, whenever he is extremist and he feels that a woman who wants to keep her child alive, I don't know if I can say anything, because we give life in order, we have to keep this life alive. So it's very difficult after the 7th of October, but as I said before, with the time, it's becoming, more relaxed. Anyway, we are hoping that it will be much better.
Absolutely. I mean, this renewed round of conflict since October 7th, how have you seen in particular the impact on women? And is Women Wage Peace, how are you as an organization addressing it?
Well, I think in the beginning, we were everyone, women and men, in a complete state of shock. All of the Israelis, Jewish and Muslim and Christian, all of us. And now we are trying to get ourselves out of that shock, and we are trying to find hope. And it's not easy. It's not easy. As Hyam said, being in the movement is hopeful for us. It's a place where we can help ourselves, give ourselves strength by being together. But even that is it's not so easy, because the dialogue is much more difficult now, and we have to be very careful. And we keep learning from each other. I think I've learned since October 7th from Hyam more than I knew about how it is to be a Palestinian Israeli than I ever knew. And I think maybe vice versa. The thing that we are doing mainly since October 7th, as women, I think, is maintaining a dialogue, is keeping the line of communication open between ourselves and between our Palestinian sisters in the West Bank, which is not easy, but that's something that we all insist on maintaining. And we're hoping that this form of dialogue can be seen in a way as what our leaders have to be doing. I really hope they will be able to follow our example eventually.
I want to add what Naama said, that our movement is so special because, as Naama said, hello, because we are a diverse woman. So we have women, we have from the
settlers,
we have settlers and we have Muslims. So and our movement brought a new dialogue to Israel, because we are learning the new dialogue, because since 75 years and 67, all the time you are blaming and you are shaming, telling you are not okay, occupiers, we brought a new language, the language of no blaming and no shaming. And it's a new language with everybody. When they listen to us, they feel that really there is something new happening, something new in the horizon, and they have to listen to this voice, the voice of a woman. She doesn't blame, she doesn't shame, she just said, I want to keep my son alive. And this is why the Palestinian woman came to us. Now, after the war of 7th October, I said the bloody 7th October, also there was the war at Gaza. Till now, there are 36,000 people who died, most of them children and women. And that we have a Palestinian sister, which they stay with us. They didn't leave us because of their pain and what's happening. It's something abnormal. And it took us 2 years in order to build this trust. If you want to have peace, you have to build the trust. And this is why I feel we are the model as women. As we built this trust, I think the Palestinian Authority and Israel, they can solve this problem when they build the trust with each other. Now it's very difficult, I think, because of what's happening around us. But I feel that we, the women, we are so assertive. We know what we want, and we are doing everything in order to let them listen to us. I don't think it will happen at our terms, but we are so assertive and so going, straight in a highway that we don't drop to other sides. We continue and we feel that we are doing the right thing.
In terms of your organization's model, building trust, increasing dialogue between Israeli and Palestinian sisters, how do you feel that as a whole, we can include more women in the policy conversations about peace building? In essence, what's the next step for women wage peace, considering that right now it's a difficult time to build trust and continue dialogue?
Well, I think that the women's voice is not heard enough. I don't know about, I can't speak to any other media than the Israeli media. But in the Israeli media, there is not enough inclusion of women at all. And at the negotiations table in the war cabinet, there are no women currently.
Yes.
So this is something that is unacceptable to us. We truly believe that if women were at the table in the war cabinet, in the government, in all the rooms where decisions are being made, things would look different. So I don't know how that could change, but that's something that we have to work on. That's something that we have to rectify. Another point of our work that can be sort of an example for the work of policymakers is our bridge making, basically. Hyam is a bridge between myself and our Palestinian sisters in the West Bank. I, on the other hand, am a bridge between Hyam and our Palestinian sisters and our settlers, who are also members of our movement and who are definitely citizens of the state of Israel. So this kind of mediators, of somebody who is there to help the conversation flow, even when it's very difficult to understand one another, let alone accept one another, is really crucial. And I think that's maybe something that could be used also in the governmental levels.
Hyam, anything to add?
No, since Naama said, I'm a bit sad, because if really we, the Palestinian Israeli, had a good communication with the country since a long time, we could be really the bridge, because we know the two people, the two attitudes, the two languages, the two cultures, the two religions. So we could really be the bridge because we know both of them. But the country didn't, folded us. So I think we said, when the country wants us, we say, no, you didn't give us your parentship, so now we are like that. something has to change in the mind of the Israeli-Palestinians. Something has to change in the Israeli, women, in both sides. We have to sit and talk why this is happening. Why not all the Arabs? We are 20% in the Israeli community. Why most of them are not doing anything? Why the right wing hates us so much? So, plenty of things that we have to sit and talk about. But this will happen after we solve the conflict. I feel that when we solve the conflict, and there will be a Palestinian country, or I don't know what, a solution for our conflict, I think then we will have the time to sit and talk and see what's our future, for instance, together here, because we have there is no place that we can go, and the Israeli people, this is our place, this is our home. We have to think how to make our home a comfortable home, a home with solidarity, with trust, with love, even, because Naama is like my sister. I don't feel that Naama is Jewish and I am Arab. I never think about that, because we know, because we communicate, because we talk. But most of the Israeli people and the Jewish people don't talk. They live apart, and Jewish apart. There is a lot of problems to be solved, but I think first of all, our aim is the conflict, and to solve this conflict, because we don't want our children to die anymore. We don't want to bring coffins to the graves anymore. It's so sad. I can't bear that. I can't breathe when I think about both sides who are burying their kids.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today, Hyam, Naama. I very much appreciate you sharing the work that Women Wage Peace is doing and your message of building trust, continuing dialogue in order to end this conflict, and in particular, it being led by women. Thank you again, and I wish you a good evening.
Thank you.